sometimes we got some special ARP process. Okay, there's two special ARP process we discussed. First is the proxy ARP. Proxy ARP. As we know, the ARP request is sending by broadcast. Okay, the broadcast, the O1's MAC address, the broadcast only exists inside one LAN. That's the only exist in layer 2 network. So the router will not forward the ARP request. For example, the host A is sending the ARP request in this network. Then the host B in that network, in the second network, cannot receive this ARP. The router just drop it. Okay, so if we in such a scenario, okay, in this scenario, first we should pay attention to the mask length. Okay, in this mask length, this is 8. That means the 8, the 10 for the host A, the 10 is the network part, and the other, the rest is the 24 bit are all host part. And host B is the same. The 10 is the network part, and the rest of the 24 is the host part. So when the host A wants to ping the host B, for example, 10.2.0.1, yeah, the host A will regard the network part is the same. Okay, so the host A will think the host B is in the same network. So the host A will not sending a packet to the gateway, just sending ARP request in the same network. But in the true scenario, in this scenario, the host A and host B are not in one network. So the host B cannot receive. But if this router is enabled proxy ARP, that means the router receives the ARP request in G000, this interface, Gigabit Ethernet 000 interface. Then the router will know this is an ARP request in this network. Yeah, this mask length is different. So the router will find the ARP in itself. Of course, if itself did not have, then the ARP, the router will relay the ARP to this network. Yeah, this is the first step. The host A sending ARP in this network, and then the router relayed it. Of course, by default, the router will not relay. Just drop it. If you enable the proxy ARP on this router, this interface, then the router will relay the ARP request to this network. Then host A, host B received the ARP request, then reply. And then after the router received this reply, then the router will reply to the host A. But in this reply, the MAC address is not host B's MAC address, but the G000's MAC address. So after that, the host A will sending the packet, and then with the MAC address, destination MAC address is G000's MAC address. Then this packet sending to the network, the router will receive it because the destination is routers. And then router receive it and then see the destination IP address. This IP address is host B's. Then the router will route this packet to host B. Okay, this is a proxy ARP. Yeah, in this proxy ARP, we should know here there's something special. This mask length is 8. This mask length is 8. And this mask length is 16. This mask length is 16. Of course, this scenario, I think, is not commonly used in our network. This scenario just to illustrate, to show you in which scenario the proxy ARP will work. Okay. And then another useful ARP, special ARP is gratuitous ARP. What is gratuitous ARP? In our common ARP, when a host wants to get the information of the destination's MAC address, then sending ARP request. But gratuitous ARP is different. The purpose of gratuitous ARP just to detect if the IP address there's a collision. That means there's another device use the same IP address in this network. For example, this host have configured this IP address. Then this host A did not know if there's another device also configured this IP address. That means there's an IP address collision. Then what can host A do? The host A just sending an ARP request. In this request, okay, the source IP, the destination IP, the source IP, and then the destination MAC address, and then the source MAC address. Okay, all 0. And then to know if there's another device use this IP, because in this ARP, the destination IP is this IP address. If there's another device use this IP address, then this device will reply. If there's a reply, then host A will know, aha, there's another device use this IP address. So the IP address is collision. So I cannot use again. So host A will hold, not hold the state of the NIC network interface card. Okay, and gratuitous ARP is useful when you assign a new IP address or get a new IP address in the NIC card. Okay, this is gratuitous ARP. Okay, and then we have discussed the scenarios of the ARP protocol used, and then there's 2 questions. First, prior to generating ARP request, what does the host, does the end station do? First is to look for the destination MAC address in the ARP cache. Okay, ARP cache. Every device have built an ARP cache. Then, if you can find the destination IP in the ARP cache, just use the MAC address in the ARP cache. If cannot find the destination IP, then sending out an ARP request. Okay, the ARP request is carried in the broadcast. Okay, and then when are gratuitous ARP messages generated and sent to the network? The gratuitous ARP I have discussed that's used to detect the duplicate IP. That's the IP address collision. Then, in which scenario? Just you change the IP address of a host, of a device, and then all the hosts have get a new device. Then need to use gratuitous ARP to detect if this new IP address is duplicate with another device. Okay. Then we got to the end of this chapter. Okay. Thanks for you to join my presentation. Goodbye.